Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have a VEVOR slushy machine. This is a 3-liter, 0.8 gallons, and I took the lid off because I get a lot of stuff every day, and this is like my receiving part of my, I guess, studio and my workshop. So anyway, that's why I kind of have the slushy machine out here, because I wasn't sure what was actually in the box on top of. I wanted to show you that it comes in a crate, and we will basically unbox it here, and then we'll bring it inside into my kitchen, and I will show you how it operates. So without further ado, it comes in a wooden crate, and there's a lot of foam packed around this. So I had already taken the lid off, as I had alluded to. So, and then there is a thick layer of foam on top, and to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like so far. So that's what you're going to be looking at on the top of your crate. And it's not very heavy. I can pick it up by myself. It's a little awkward. I did use a second person to help me get it up on this platform, just because, like I said, it's a little on a longer side. So just keep that in mind. And if you have like a little mini crowbar and a hammer, that makes getting this open a lot easier. Basically, I'll give you a side shot of what I am doing. So I'm basically just kind of like putting this underneath here and kind of grabbing the metal a little bit, and then you're just kind of like prying up on it. So depending on how well it was set up, you can kind of get in between the metal, bend these little tabs out. So let me do a fast forward through this section, and we'll be right back. To say the least, packed very well. Okay, so let's get that styrofoam off. All right, so we got that styrofoam off. So you can see there is a lot of styrofoam packed around this. Let's get this off the mini pallet. Quite a good spot to kind of grab it. Okay. So it looks like that is the drip tray. This is the unit. Wow, okay. That was a lot to get to that, to say the least. All right, so here's another component. So we're gonna put that in the bag. And we'll keep the rest of this basically kind of like together until we get it inside, and we'll clean the manufacturing process off this. But so far so good. Nice sturdy handle. Got some little accessories here. And then you have on top here are the directions and some other small pieces. So we'll bring all that stuff inside and clean it up, and we go from there. So stay tuned. All right, so we're back inside, got the machine. I basically ran it cleaning mode, but I'm gonna show you the entire process so you kind of know what's going on. This is the drip tray, and it has these little feet there, and then that little hose goes in here, so you kind of twist that on, and then basically push down on it, and that is your drip tray. I'm going to remove it for the video demonstration though, and then this is going to be your top cover that fits this way. So for purposes, and you do get a whole bunch of extra seals. And with a little bit of difficulty, I had trouble getting this off, but I'm going to show you a trick to make it easier to get on and off. So basically what you do is you kind of want to grab these 2 feet on this side. You want to push back a little bit, and then you want to push up, and that's going to dislodge this off of its footing. The first time you do it, it is going to be rather difficult because this is basically, you know, right out of the box. And then you basically kind of like twist it back and forth, and then this will come off like this. You twist it, and then that comes off so you can clean better. This I have not figured out yet, but I think that just kind of like sits on top of there, and then this little piece sits there, but you can remove it by leaning that forward a little bit, and then that will snap out. Then we're going to snap that back in. And I believe these are both decorative. I haven't found any other uses for that there. So we'll put that there for a quick second. Now to get the auger off, you basically, it's going to be opposite. So it's going to be to the right is going to loosen it. And then this will basically wiggle a little bit. And you can pull that off. So if you're doing a deep cleaning, you can do that. Then this seal will pop out. Like that. And then this larger seal, you got to kind of, I'm not going to work it right now. It was a little difficult to get off, but you can get like a butter knife in here, and then you can basically kind of like work and pry that off this piece. Now to simplify these seals a little bit, and then this has an orientation point to it where you just kind of like twist it, and you'll find where it finds its home in there. There you go. And then you can push it onto the seal. And then again, this nut tightens going to the left, which is basically opposite of what you normally do. Okay, so the trick I have is using some olive oil, and you want to just put a little bit down on some paper towel. Let that kind of like drip in. And then on this part of the plastic bowl, you basically want to give that kind of like a good film on that. So if you're taking this other seal off, you would basically put some olive oil on here as well, and then that will help work that main seal off. Okay, and then putting it back on, after you have it nice and lubricated with some olive oil, is you want to kind of like just kind of slowly maneuver it back and forth, and then you're going to be sitting on the edge right here. And then to seat this, you basically come back here on the front, you grab both ends of this, and you kind of lift up, and then you push, and then that will go into place. Okay, and if you got to force it, you probably need a little more olive oil back here to get that working. Okay, so plugging it in. On a single machine, this bowl button has absolutely no functionality to it. So if you have a single, you don't need this. This is if you had a 2 or a 3 bowl machine, you could actually select which one you were going to be using. So that is your power button on, and you can kind of hear the whole machine start clicking on. And then you have a light in here that'll light up the interior, which is pretty neat, especially at nighttime. And then this is your set button. So it's set to off. That's going to be basically the slush function. And you hit it again, and that's going to be clean. So in the slush function, this cylinder is what gets cold. In the cleaning mode, that will actually shut off so you can clean it. So we've actually run through I filled this up with water, I ran it for a minute or so, and then we drained it out. So you're ready to basically start making a slushie. And then when you are in slush mode, I'll show you how the functionality of these buttons work. So let me put the drip tray in place. Basically slide that in. I guess we can keep it a little bit on an angle. Let me get some soda. So we are going to use Coke. And then basically we are going to pour it into the hopper or the bowl. And we're going to try to go about half the bottle. So this will hold 3 liters. So I'll give you an idea, the fill line is right here. So we can actually add some more. I think it'll actually help the process. We'll add the whole 2-liter bottle so you can kind of see how full this will get. So that is your 2-liter bottle there. And then we're going to put this on. And this will splash around a little bit, so make sure that you put the lid on. And then we are going to go back here to set. So that's going to be your slush mode. And then when you're here, you can set it 1 to 15. So we are actually going to put on 15 and make it really slushy. And then we're just going to let this run. And you can hear the compressor kick on already. So we know that it's starting to work and it'll start slushing up. And the time is, it's about 7:35 roughly. My watch for some accuracy. So we'll see how long it actually takes to get 2 liters into slush. So stay tuned. Okay, so you can see how all the ice crystals are starting to form, and that 21 that was sitting there, that's actually a timer. It actually went down, and when it hit 0, it gave me kind of like this -1. So I guess that's about, you need a little bit more time to make it, but you can see how that is slushing over. And we're at like about, the hopper itself is about 35.4, and you can see how it's falling. And from my watch, awkward situation, it's probably taken about a little around 21 minutes so far. So you can see how more and more ice is forming. And that knocking noise, if you can hear it, I think I just didn't have the auger pushed all the way in and tightened down completely. So that's something else to watch out for. But you can see how it's forming more and more. And you can see how the volume is actually rising inside there. So pretty neat. So we're going to let that run for a couple more minutes. But as we talk, you can see how it's getting slushier and slushier. Now you can kind of like see the ice forming on top there. And one more temperature reading. So it is about 30. The slush mixture is about 35.6. So it's getting colder and colder every second. It's probably even colder over here. And then we'll go down to the back section here. So it's about 36 degrees overall. So we'll give it another couple minutes. Stay tuned. Okay, so we are at the 30-minute mark. Awkward watch. So we're at 30 minutes, and you can see the nice slushy head that's getting on it. I'm going to give you an idea temperature-wise. So it's about 34 degrees, the mixture. Now we're in the 33 range. You can see how it's dropping pretty rapidly. Okay, so there we're at freezing point. Jumping around a little bit. And then on this end, a little bit warmer. But you can see how it's getting that nice slushy head to it. So we're going to let it run for a little bit longer until we get the whole consistency nice and frozen. But you can see how the volume has definitely increased overall. And we're just about ready. But like I said, that might work for most people at 30 minutes. But we're probably going to go another maybe 5-10 minutes and see what we get. So stay tuned. All right, so we're at 40 minutes, and you can tell that is basically slush. And the temperature is basically 30 below freezing. 31.7, 31.8. And then that's how it builds up on that one side, but I think we're probably ready. So let's get a glass in there. Now pour the lid down. And that is super frozen Coke. All right, put a straw in it. That is absolutely delicious. All right, we're going to do a couple of these, and next we're going to try milkshakes. So stay tuned. Okay, so the cleaning process, what you do is you hit the set button again, and that will put it into the CLR clean mode. What that will do is that will shut off your condenser. And then what you can do is just pour some water in to water this down. So this will pour out easier. And then basically what you are doing is just cleaning out the mixture. And this is going to be just like a basic rinse out and clean. So you pour that, and you get some hot water. And then we'll rinse this through. And basically you're just putting water in until it comes out clear from here. Or you can do a complete clean and take the entire machine apart like I showed you in the beginning. So this is our next cup through. And at this point it's coming out pretty well clean. I think we'll do one more cup. And you can tell how clear that is. So it's rinsed out for the next beverage. And what we'll do is we'll hit set one more time, and that will be off. And then to just carefully tilt that over. And next we are going to make milkshakes. So stand by. All right, next we are going to make a chocolate milkshake, and what we're going to do is we're going to add probably about quarter cup of heavy cream, and then we are going to use whole milk, and we're going to fill that up to 4 cups. And we're going to pour that in. I'm going to turn that on and get that going. We're going to put it, this also at 15. We're going to do some Nestle Quick. And I'm going to add 4 tablespoons. We're going to see how that mixes. First time through, so we're going to see. I think I might add 2 more, so that's going to be 6 altogether. Okay, we're going to let that run. See how long that takes to... And again, that's that timer, so it's showing 9.4, so it should be adequately chilled and frothed. We'll come back and see what we get. Okay, so we're almost done here. This has been going for probably about 20 minutes, and it's got a good consistency. And I actually added a little more heavy cream, so instead of about 1/4 of a cup, we did probably about 1/2 of a cup of heavy cream. And then that's the consistency we have. That's on level 15. And after 20 minutes, it has this at about like 30, 35 degrees or so. So I think that's probably going to be pretty consistent. And you can see how it's continually climbing and the volume is building as it continues to get colder. Well, let's pour a cup and see what it looks like. Nice and thick. I'll give you some idea what that looks like. And taste. That's pretty fantastic. Slushy machine. And we're going to make Gatorade slushes. So first thing you need is some Gatorade powder. So it usually comes with a scoop in it. So we're going to add 2 scoops. 1. Because we're going to make 2 servings. And then 2. A little messy. Alright, and then we're going to take 4 cups of water, chilled water, for quicker, faster results. And then make sure we get it. It all runs down into there. And then put the lid on. And then you basically make sure this is on. We're going to go to modes, slush. We're going to set this for probably 12. I'm just going to let that go. And we're going to let that mix, and that should be ready in probably about 15 to 20 minutes. So stay tuned. And this is after about 15 minutes. I think we're going to let it go for another 5 minutes or so, so we get a really good slush, but you can kind of see how it goes on an angle. That's when you know this machine is done and we're ready. Okay, so we're just about ready, so let's start pouring. And there you go, Gatorade Slushie. Anyway, Brian from Garage Mahal with your VEVOR slush machine. Be safe out there.